So Demonized Kill here. So we're gonna get right into this. So I'll just kind of show what's happening here, kind of briefly. So these are the stats on my KLM. He has a 28,000 HP and 81% resistance to annihilation type jutsu. Forgive me if I start laughing maniacally during this video. These are kind of like startling results. So you'll see here I also have my Itachi with his level 5 ultimate, Tsukiyomi. And he has 14,000 attack, about just under. Yeah, so like they say, I changed my fort so we can just do this pretty quickly. So I have KLM in the first room, and pretty much this video is gonna revolve around him. So we'll use Itachi, level 5 Tsukiyomi, as everyone saw. So we'll ult him. Okay, so use this iframe. So hit him with this ultimate. And he does not die. If you're someone who's been playing NxB for the last 2 years, you know ultimates are supposed to kill people. That's what they do. Especially if they have over 10,000 attack. Like, ultimates kill people. So let's explain. We gotta talk about why this works and how this build works. And to get into that, we have to talk about how ultimate damage is calculated. So we're going to use my Itachi as an example, keeping him as the example. We'll look at his Tsukiyomi. So you'll see here at level 5, Tsukiyomi has a 7,000 POW. So that's the first thing that is going to determine how much damage your ultimate does. It's the POW right here. As you can see here, the POW goes up by level. I'm at level 1, it has 4,000. And then we jump to level 5 and it has 7,000, and then maxed out has 9,000. And this is where ultimate effects. So everyone was asking at some point, what's the point of having an ultimate with effects? Well, now we have the point of ultimate with effects. So you'll also see like this inflicts confusion, darkness, seal for a long time, right? So the second thing that's going to determine your ultimate damage is your attack stat. Your attack stat pretty much determines the damage of all your jutsus. I don't know how it's calculated. Someone probably knows better than me and can explain that better than me. But your attack stat is going to determine your ultimate damage. Then third, we have whatever jutsu boost you have. So you'll see here I'm running Manipulate boost. That's for my Shuriken. I'm not boosting my Tsukiyomi, which is an annihilation type jutsu. Then some ultimates have a fourth way you can boost their power, and we'll use EMS for that. You'll see here his ultimate, if you go to the bottom, also does increase damage to enemies who have been dealt damage over time. So those are the 4 ways you can increase your ultimate damage power. It's by leveling up your ultimate, so you get increased POW. It's by increasing your attack stat, so you have higher attack. It's by boosting your nature type attack power, and then it's by the effect on the jutsus. Not every character has an effect on the jutsu, however. So now we talk about how you defend against ultimates. So number 1 is ultimates ignore your defense. So your defense stat does not matter at all. Whether you've been defense debuffed or not, it's going to do the same amount of damage unless you get like a crit hit. So yeah, defense is useless when defending against ultimate. Your HP is your first line of defense. It determines how much damage you can take. The higher the better, obviously. The second and only thing up to this point that can increase your chances of survival of hitting an ultimate is your resistances type nature boost. So you see here I have my KLM Naruto at 81% for annihilation type jutsus. He's going to take 81% decreased damage from every annihilation type jutsu in the entire game, not just ultimates. I'm kind of hitting my desk as I say this because this is mind-boggling to me. So how did we get here? To talk about how we got here, we have to talk about the tool factory. So there are a number of tools you can craft with tier 4 effects, or they're tier 5 tools, and you just kind of find them here. Jutsu nature resistance up, and then you click the type of card you want. So like right now we're using annihilation as an example. You hit the bottom card, so you get the highest rarity. And you'll see here we have the Mana Trinket. This gives you a 9% Annihilation Resistance and then 1 HP. As we were saying, for this, defense doesn't matter. So you don't really want defense. You kind of want more HP. So the second tool we have here also gives a max of 9 resistance for Annihilation type jutsus. But then we have 2 HP stats. So this is the trinket we want if we're looking to boost our cards. Around 30% resistance is where you're going to start to see like pretty concrete results. Like you'll notice, you might have a sliver of health left, or like, just under 10% of your health left. That's how high you're going to get with just the tools you can craft here. I've kind of been telling people, hey, like you need to grind your tier 4 effects. You need to grind your tier 4 effects. Yeah, you need to grind your tier 4 effects. Just because something is kind of like hard to do or it's like really time consuming doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. So if you're emptying out your Shinos, you're emptying out your LP, that's where you're doing the tools. Then we talk about rerolls. So let's get something we can add. We'll add this one. Tier 4, you can decrease, obviously, like I don't have enough materials now because I've been doing this all day. The highest you can get your resistance is 11%. So that means with the right setup, you can get around 90% resistance to Annihilation type jutsus. We'll kind of look at my KLM now. We'll look at the tools. You'll see I'm running that 8 Tails Tail Charm. I have 150 HP, 218 HP, and then 7.8 resistance. I'm using resistances on all of his tools now. You'll see I have an 8.9, 10.2, and an 8.1. And then this one, I have a 9.1, an 8.5, a 9.8. And then lastly, I have a 9.7 and an 8.7. So obviously, like I can get this a lot higher if I want to. I can get this to about 90%. Right now it's at 81. So yeah, so like when we're talking about like how this changes things, this means you can make defenders or even supports counters to specific characters. So we'll kind of use another example. We're going to use Kabuto because Kabuto is probably the highest Annihilation type damaging unit out here right now. Without his ultimate, you'll see my Kabuto has a 17,000 attack stat. His poison POW is at 8,000 about. Just over 8,000. You'll see I'm running 8% annihilations on all of his kunais, and then I'm running a 9.7 on his actual cloak. So my Kabuto is pretty stacked in the annihilation type department, and he's also pretty stacked in the attack department. And you'll see here that it doesn't really hurt my Naruto too much. You see I'm doing about 300 HP. If I was just doing poison, I have not done enough damage to kill him. And I'm actually dead. If I was just using my, everyone tells you use the pull, use the poison. If I was just using those 2 jutsus, I would have been dead. There's a different story when I used the snake, but it kind of says something about the player, like where the community is at when this has been so overlooked. I think the tier 4 effects have been out. We'll use another character. We'll use my Itachi again. We'll switch to Totsuka Blade. That's level 5 ultimate. And people have kind of been like pushing this one way to play the game. Like tier 4 effects have been out for I think like a couple of months. Like there are ways to like counter Kabuto, and it's been out for months, and no one's noticed. There's been ways to tank ultimates, and no one has noticed. That's wild. You see, I only hit him for like 15,000. He still has over. He has just. So like, I know. You say like Bandai does like a lot of shady shit, and it does, definitely does. But people are so focused on these one-shot characters. Like right now everyone's talking about Kankuro. Kankuro is like cancer. Kankuro is broken the game. Every character on a high tier has been introduced has broken the game at some point. Shishui broke attack missions for like when he was first introduced because no one could like stop him. You couldn't stop him. We're gonna use another character now. I just want to switch this thing back. Yeah, because you couldn't stop Shishui. He was pretty ridiculous at the time. He's now kind of mellowed out a little bit. All right, so I think our next Annihilation type ultimate is actually we'll switch this one. So this is a level 1 ultimate. It's also multi-hit. So Shishui broke the game like when he was first introduced, and not many complaints about that. But we saw like once that happened, we got like a lot more evasion type buff characters. Bandit's always kind of introduced characters or like concepts as like test things. So let's see if I can kill him with this. I couldn't. Jesus, this Naruto is. Yeah, but on that note, I also can't be killed by him. Yeah, so Bandit's always kind of like introduced these concepts or these new things, like layered. Like we first got like the first empty slot tool, it was the Chakra Cloak, and it's just kind of like, oh, empty slots are now going to be the new end game. What you want to do is you want to reroll stuff. So like I picked up the Chakra Cloak. But we've been seeing like more tools, and as that kind of like been hinting at, we should be using those tools to reroll stuff. And it's been kind of like pretty widely considered that everyone should be rolling attack and crit, and no one kind of questions it. The two best things to roll: attack and crit. You want to increase your attack. You always want to increase your attack. You always want to increase your attack. That's the only way to play the game. So who else is another Annihilation? We have Gara. So we have. But yeah, increase your attack, increase your attack. That's the only way to play the game. And it's been completely overlooked that there are ways to tank ultimates. And you don't even need 81% resistance. You can do it starting around like 30% resistance. You can tank a level 1 ultimate at 31 resistance. And around 25,000 health, depending on the... Jesus. Like, this is so upsetting. So like, yeah, like, you can actually craft the free-to-play tools, the ninja production, and you can use, like, you can survive ultimates, you can tank ultimate, level 1 ultimates, and no one picked that up. It's been like that for like months, and no one's realized that. That's kind of like, it speaks to kind of the fact that everyone is kind of looking at the wrong thing. Like, there's not enough experiment. I won't say looking at the wrong things. There's not enough people willing to go against like with a generally accepted opinion of how the game should be played. So things are being missed. I'll say that, in my opinion. We gotta look at his ultimate. It's kind of like the whole meta or trash. That being said, let's talk about Kankuro, because Kankuro is pretty much, so you'll see here, he has a level 5 tail beast bomb, 7k POW, just under 12k attack. So coming back to that whole process of Bandai introducing things on kind of like a continuing scale. First we saw the Resurrection tile, right? And then we got Resurrection Shinobi. We got Danzo, he could suddenly, like, he had 2 lives. Then we got Kabuto, he also had 2 lives. And now we have Kankuro, or however you say his name. But if you've been kind of like seeing just how heavy the meta is right now, it's kind of been gearing up to kind of like hint that we're going to get a Shinobi who can cleanse as a jutsu. There's way too many people who can use damage over time. There are way too many debuff effects. There are way too many paralyzes. Like, it was just kind of a given that we were eventually going to get a character with a jutsu cleanse. And seeing as like how Bandai introduces things, I don't, it's debatable about who this should have been. Maybe they should have gone to like version 2 Tsunade, but Bandai is testing this. Like, they're introducing this character who can do all these things, and we have these leaks that are coming up, and it's like version 2 of Tsunade. We still haven't gotten the War Arc Sakura yet, and it's just like, what if they're getting jutsus as cleanses? Like, this is kind of like maybe hinting at the future potential of what our healers can do, because this is Kankuro. like, we're mad that this is Kankuro, but also like this is fucking Kankuro. If this is Kankuro, then what are our future healers going to be going to do? And it's kind of like, what do you think is going to happen? Eventually we might be getting traps that can debuff characters. Like, okay, well, you can apply all these resistances. You can apply, like, you can boost your defense, you can boost your attack, and now we have traps that remove those buffs. So we get traps that remove buffs, or maybe we get characters who have jutsus that remove buffs. Like, that would be a great re-kit for Hanabi, or for Hanabi, concerning like Hyugas are supposed to be able to like seal your chakra nature system. Like, okay, well, we're sealing all of your jutsus now. Like, this is a level 8 ultimate, by the way. He's arrived at level 8 ultimate. The only reason why he's dead now is because it's sealed. It has those effects. So user takes damage over time, effect large, increased damage to targets inflicted with RTS. What is RTS? Okay. So yeah, like, we could get a Hanabi, we can get a sealing Hugo who can remove buffs from characters. We can start getting traps that remove buffs from characters. Like, that's kind of like, in my opinion, based off of like what I've seen, the direction the game is heading in. Like, especially when we're getting new characters, and Bandai's always kind of introduce these things on a scale. So what else? So we did Danzo. So we'll use his Izanagi ultimate now. So that was a level 8 ultimate. I'll use this level 3. Another Fluorite ultimate. I would love to test this on Obito, but I don't have Obito's ultimate yet. But I think when Obito attacks my base and tries to instacast, he's going to be pretty fucking upset if he is running a level 4 ultimate or high or lower. Yeah, see, Izanagi didn't kill him. It left him with half his health. Jesus. Oh, he can remove his... Go Danzo. Yeah, I'm just like the it opens up the game. I'm just gonna say that. Like, Bandai is Bandai. Bandai is kind of scummy, but yeah, I feel like we're gonna get a lot of good shit going forward. I feel like a lot of shit's going to you know, that's the other thing. Like, we talk about the balance a lot, but Bandai's always introduced, like, we get what, 2 re-kits and a new character a month. So of course one character is going to break the game for a bit when they're first released. That's kind of like par for the course. This is an introduction. We get Kankuro, but who's next? Like, it hasn't even been a week since Kankuro's been reduced, and people are just like so upset about it. It's like, we haven't even seen the next 2 characters yet. Like, this is kind of like reactionary. Like, we're not, as a community, thinking this through, I don't think. So I think my next Annihilation ult is for Conan. It's her Raging Detonation Wave at level 1. So we're gonna test that. But yeah, so like, be upset, but also like think about like what this means going forward. And you kind of want to always be ahead of the curve, because that's another thing I noticed. Like, with people, it's like people don't want to grind the tools because it's, yeah, that didn't kill him. But I think she has a stunlock combo, and it's not gonna work. Oh no, Conan's dead. I don't know how much of like this commentary I'm gonna keep up, because I think like it might be a little controversial. But yeah, that's how I feel about the state of the game. I think we've already used Kabuto, but I'm gonna use him one more time just to kind of like, if I use all his jutsus in conjunction, then I'll be able to kill him. So we're just gonna, actually, I'm gonna all. Okay, no, that wasn't fair. I thought I just wanted the revive effect. But yeah, so like, what are your thoughts? Like, what do people think about this? Give me your thoughts about Kankuro. What do you think about having characters who can tank ultimates now? Yeah, I want to know. I can't even like get. He's so annoying. So I'm just so excited to have like a KLM that can actually like tank ultimates. Um, yeah, like 300 damage. Huh. Wow. Um, so we'll just do one more character. But yeah, I think those are like that's the end of so we'll use Hiruzen because I think he has his Reaper Death Seal at level 1. So we'll hit him with that. But yeah, give me your thoughts on that. Do you think this changes the meta at all now that we can actually have defenders who can be specifically targeted to defend against specific that does 7,000 damage? Jesus. Um, that can target specific characters. And what does that mean for supports now? Now, do we have supports who don't care if they get tornado trapped in the Kabuto room? Like, what does that mean? Um, because the state of Gokunin right now, or like the state of most leagues in general, are everyone defaults to the top tier characters, and when everyone kind of like defaults to the same characters, what we see are predictable defenses, and predictable defenses can be circumvented by high resistance characters now. Um, so yeah, so let me know what everyone thinks. I think I'm going to. I think I have one more. Do I have one more person with Annihilation Ultimate? So surprisingly, my Kakashi only has 11,000 tech, and his ultimate's also level 1 and has 4,000 POW. But Kamui hits so many times it'll still kill KLM. So like, this obviously like will do decreased damage to him, but the rule doesn't like some characters are just a lot more. I fucked that up. Okay, so we're gonna do that one more time. But some characters have an advantage type based off of, the fourth effects of their jutsus and how many hits are in their jutsus. Like I think there's a lot of hits in his So we're gonna spawn him. There that is. Alright, so now we can do it. So you see, you only hit him for like no, he survived. Oh wow. So last time I tried that, I killed him. Maybe because I got a crit. Um, but yeah, so I think I'm going to end the video with one more. We'll use my EMS because EMS I think is the highest ultimate I have right now. So his is level 7. We'll kind of just see like how that works. So there goes to Roar. So now we'll just hit him. So even that ultimate, it looked like he tanked the first 2 hits. It was the 3rd hit that killed him. And my ultimate is level 7. Like my EMS is not a slouch by any means. He has 13k attack, no, almost a 12,000k POW ultimate, and then he's also getting a 12% boost from his tool. No, 12%, and then 8%. So he's getting also a 20% boost from his tool, and my KLM can tank the first 2 hits of that. That's ridiculous. So like, yeah, let me know your thoughts. What do you think this means for the state of the game? Like, what changes now? Yeah, so Demonized Kyo out. Why? Oh, we're getting team attack missions. Well, that's what's up. All right, Demonized Kyo out. So I'll be doing Bingo Book number 9 sometime after surprise attack missions. There's another type of video I'm working on. Well, another 2 types of videos I'm working on. So, I'm definitely like still interested in the game. I'm still playing. And also like if you see me with 300,000 AP in the coming week, I'm not hacking. I'm just trying to get all the materials I can so I can craft these tools so I can have a completely Shishui, Obito, Kabuto, Kankuro meta defender base. Like that's what I'm working on now. So yeah, if you see me with 300,000 AP during the week, Mind your business. I'm just getting my mats. Team Nice Kyo out.